Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. We're here for transfer talk again. I was thinking about what to do today. I realised that there weren't many things going on in football. Obviously, we cover United, Liverpool, Arsenal and Chelsea. I've got a Chelsea match reaction after the FA Cup final. Then we got, I think it's Arsenal tomorrow. So not a lot going on. So a couple of new shows. Obviously, this one is one that we did yesterday, Transfer Talk, going about all the big stories that have happened or are happening in the football world as we speak. Later tonight, around about 8-9 o'clock, we've got Meet the Playoffs, where we're going to individually go through every team involved in the Sky Bet Championship playoffs. And we're going to see which one we think is going to be the best fit and which we think are going to win the playoffs. I've got some thoughts on it. And I'd hope you can join me for that one. Apologies for being late, as Ravi politely said there. Hurry up, indeed. Do apologise. Sorry, I was eating a sandwich. Had a bit of a late lunch, so do apologise for that. What have we got to talk about today then? But before we get into all that, please do leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on. It does really help us out over here. Yesterday reaching over the 250 mark, which was absolutely buzzing. I'll be putting the link in the chat because this one is really about sort of you as well. It's not about just me talking about what I've seen. It's about you getting involved in the stream as well and giving us your thoughts on what you think about the news that's coming out today. Plenty of news. What have we got here? Ravi saying Laka staying contract extension is a joke. He's rubbish. There's elements of his game I like. There's elements of his game I don't like. If Lacazette is happy to be a backup player for Arsenal, that's fine, right? Lacazette, someone coming off the bench, someone being around them youngsters, that's fine. That's not a problem. If you're relying on Lacazette to be your number 9 throughout the whole of it, absolute joke. We've got Ravi saying, big up, I'm just messing with you. It's right, mate. I take the banter. Big up to Niall. Big up to Chris in the chat as well. And, love the changes to the intro. Love to see it. Big thanks to you, Liam. We've got Nippin. Nippin is on a train. I've no idea where you're off to, but what do you want to talk about?
I'm off to Hemel Hempstead. Yeah, man. I'm just a bit nervous about our game tonight.
Oh, what, the FA Cup final?
Yeah.
Confident? Do you think you can win it?
Cautious. I'll put it that way. But if history tells me I should be confident, if history repeats itself, I should be confident. Because the last time Arsenal won at Stamford Bridge, we went on to win the FA Cup and the Champions League. And the team we faced in the FA Cup final began with the letter L.
Liverpool, wasn't it? Was it Liverpool? Can't remember. Might have been Liverpool. Yeah. I'm not sure.
2011-12. Liverpool.
Yeah,
it was Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool. No, I hear that. I think Chelsea are a confident team, and you have every right to be confident. You're playing very well under Thomas Tuchel. He's clearly got you playing a style of football that I think you can be quite happy of seeing. Can you deliver in a cup final? This is going to be the first time that we've seen the Chelsea boys in a cup final. This is going to be the first time that we see Tuchel under pressure at Chelsea. I mean, the pressure to deliver. Chelsea are favourites for the FA Cup and Nippon. Yep, you coming in and out of it, mate. Big up to RJ in the comments as well. Love to see it. But no, you have every right to be confident. A few technical issues there with Nippin. Nippin, I'll put you in the back and we'll see when you back now. Or?
Yeah. It went into a tunnel.
Yeah.
So,
what's your thoughts on the news coming out that Harry Kane could be joining Chelsea? Is that something you want to see as well?
highly doubt. I would love to see Harry Kane in the blue of Chelsea, but I highly doubt that's going to happen.
Why? No, nipping going through another tunnel, I think. let's start with Harry Kane. Let's start with Harry Kane. So we don't need RJ saying first panelist in a train. This is jokes. Yeah, we love to see it. We do love to see it. Let's talk a little bit about Harry Kane. Oh, your connection's a bit all over the place.
Fans who think, oh, we're getting everyone we're after. No, I have to be really.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out a bit, mate. Whilst we see what Nipan's doing, you're back.
Yeah.
So, what's your thoughts on Harry Kane? What's your thoughts on why do you not think that you'll get Harry Kane in the summer?
Because I don't think he himself would want to move to a rival team. Nor do I think Levy will sell to a rival club.
Oh, he will. Levy definitely will. He'll definitely sell. You'll have to pay money.
But not
absolutely.
To a rival club.
He will. He's done it before. He'll do it if the money is right. If the money is right with Daniel Levy, money talks more than rivalries with Levy. And to be fair, Tottenham aren't really a rival of yours per se. I think that if Chelsea want Kane, and Kane,
I don't consider Tottenham to be our rivals, but a lot of Chelsea fans do, and a lot of Tottenham fans do as well.
I get that, but I don't think Harry Kane. I don't think Kane will care. Look, players are selfish nowadays. Players want to win. Harry Kane cannot end his career without a Premier League title, without a trophy. That physically can't happen in his head, because if he does, what will he be remembered for? An Audi Cup victory? I mean, no. Harry Kane,
of course, but he has to win stuff. But he can win Premier League titles elsewhere. He can win them with Man City.
I agree. If Man City want him, that is an attractive proposition for him. United aren't going to get Harry Kane. They've just signed Edison Cavani for another year, so they're not that you can rule them out straight away. That leaves two teams for Harry Kane. So if he goes to Liverpool, he ain't winning. He ain't gonna win as much, or even anything per se. So that leaves that literally leaves Manchester City and Chelsea. So and Harry Kane's already said he wants to be. He wants to stay in England. He wants to stay in the Prem. That literally leaves two of you. That leaves Man City and Chelsea.
He just wants to break Alan Shearer's record.
Yeah, but he also wants to win trophies because he knows selfishly he could go down as a Tottenham legend. He could go down as one of them, or he could go down as Premier League legend who's won some trophies.
I mean, for his own sake, I hope he moves to Man City because I don't want him to lose the fans.
I don't think I don't think there is any way that even if he goes to Chelsea, I don't think he loses the fans. He's done far too much for Tottenham to lose the fans for going to Chelsea. I think the fans, if Tottenham fans are not selfish about this,
I think the
they
only
will
way.
see the
I think that.
Yeah, carry on.
I think the only way. I think the only way he will lose the fans if he goes to Arsenal.
Oh yeah, well, going to Arsenal, he might as well go to Aston Villa. But no, I hear what you're saying. Chelsea obviously looking for a striker. Harry Kane would be one of them. Before I go on to the other stuff and get some different callers in, predictions for tonight. What do you think Chelsea's going to do in the FA Cup? What score predictions?
Look, apart from the France-Croatia World Cup final, I have
Yep.
never been comfortable predicting a cup final scoreline. Honestly, I couldn't give
Yeah?
it. I couldn't give you a scoreline.
Okay.
I couldn't.
Okay. Instead of a scoreline, who do you, what predict? Who's winning it? Who's going to win it then?
It's hard to say because the form goes out the window in an FA Cup final.
This is true.
In any final, for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I hear that. No, I do hear that. I do hear that completely. Look, Chelsea have got a good chance. But thanks for calling, Nippin, and we'll speak to you later. All right.
Speak to you soon, man.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye. So, Nippin, the Chelsea fan, not confident about Harry Kane coming to Chelsea. We'll have to wait and see where that moves. Let's get to some comments here. What have we got here? Daniel saying if Harry Kane joins Chelsea, the league is over. Big statement there from Daniel. Big statement. RJ saying Jesse is apparently going to Dortmund. There's a few places that Jesse could go. He could go to Dortmund. He could go to West Ham. Could even see him at maybe an Everton or someone like that. You could see him at a lot of different places. Whether we do or not, it'll be down to him and United. I mean, United want to use him as bargaining chip to try and get Sancho for a cheaper price. And West Ham want him because he's been absolutely formidable. Really down to what Jesse Lingard wants, to be honest. Daniel saying also big up now and everyone. Tuchel wins his first cup today. Up the Chelsea. Confidence from Daniel. RJ saying lagging more than Dom and Matt on the United show. This stream making history. Absolutely. It was great to have Nippin on. Big up, guys, and everyone in the chat. Big up to yourself, DJ, as well. Daniel saying Kane cares more about trophies, though. Once cups, doesn't matter who he joins. Absolutely. This is what I've been saying for ages. Harry Kane ain't going to give a shit. Harry Kane has to be selfish about this. Right? He has done so much for Tottenham. He has tried to make them a good team. Right? It's not worked. He now needs to go. He's nearing the end. Right? He's nearing the end. He cannot wait any longer. He just can't. He seriously can't. RJ saying didn't Kane wear an Arsenal shirt when he was younger? And that man has no loyalty in his bones. No player has loyalty anymore. Loyalty doesn't exist in football. Right? This whole charade of, oh, well, they'll stay because they love the club. Bullshit. It's all gone. I mean, Declan Rice is a Chelsea fan. If Chelsea don't make a bid and United make a bid, guess what? He's going to United. Players don't care. They seriously don't. I'm pretty sure Luke Shaw's a Chelsea fan. He's left back for Manchester United. Trust me, they don't care. And it's a job to them, isn't it? Kane doing fuck all at Spurs. I hear that. I do. It's not about Harry Kane not doing anything. Harry Kane this year's in the Premier League has got 21 goals, 13 assists in 32 games. He's got 34 goal contributions in 32 games. Right? That's more than one a game. Like, it's the structure around Harry Kane and the structure at Tottenham doesn't enable him to win anything. It just doesn't. Chris saying Manchester City or United for Kane, in my opinion. If not them, could be Real Madrid. United won't get him. For United to get all of these players that they're linked with, they're spending about 250, 300 million. Not a bloody chance, right? They want Sancho. Sancho is looking like that's a done deal now, just waiting on certain elements. Nah, he ain't going United. City or Chelsea, I think. City or Chelsea. Chris said money talks in football. He'll get a bloody good contract at Chelsea. And it'll be the final link, wouldn't he? It'd be that final link of What is Harry Kane bringing to Chelsea? Goals. What are Chelsea lacking right now? Goals. Chelsea can create. They've shown that in plenty of games. They can create goals. They just cannot score them. Can't score them. That's the Chelsea problem. Chelsea will pay loads of money to get their targets. They will. If Kane doesn't win a Prem, it would make him the biggest bottle job of all time. It certainly wouldn't do his legacy any good. It certainly wouldn't. I mean, this is an amazing striker who's done incredible things. Will he be remembered? Will Harry Kane be one of those players spoken about in the ilk of Sergio Aguero, in the ilk of Wayne Rooney or Didier Drogba? These guys have won titles whilst playing amazing football. Henry, Bergkamp. Will Harry Kane ever be spoken about in the same sentence as them if he doesn't win a trophy? I don't think he will. I couldn't tell you, apart from Emil Heskey, but that's just for bands. I couldn't tell you a striker that hadn't achieved anything that I can remember too often. I just don't. And it depends on what he wants. It does depend on what he wants. I think Man City are for Kane. Certainly, there's elements of that in there. It would be a fit. City also need a striker. City and Chelsea both need strikers. So he's got the option of two great teams, hasn't he? DJ Sav saying, all good. I think we may get Haaland. I'm unsure about Erling Haaland. Now, I'm not unsure about the quality he possesses. He's clearly a very good player. Is he a bit overrated? I think he may be. You look at the 2 games against City, right? A top striker doesn't get marked out of the game. He just doesn't. He finds a way of getting past that marking. He does, right? Against City, did he do that? He did not. He got an assist, yeah. But he didn't get that goal, right? That's against City, right? Other teams in the Premier League will mark him out of games. Won't be able to use his pace against the smaller teams. Be able to use his strength. That is true. Won't be able to use his pace, though. Will that harm Erling Haaland? Will come into the Premier League harm him? It may well do. Kane is Tottenham. Yeah, no, I hear that. Kane passion merchant if he stays. No, I think there is an element. Look, if Harry Kane decides to not leave Spurs, I'm sort of agreeing with you. I do. I think there's loyalty, but then you have to think, is this the right thing for my career? I don't think so. Why is Niall disrespecting Villa? I'm not. They're just not as good as some teams, are they? Man City for Kane because Haaland's agent is Viola, and City don't want to get or don't go on with Viola. Okay. If Haaland wants to go City, Viola will make it work. He just will. Grealish, Kane, Watkins is Gary top 3. Well, you'd have either Kane or Watkins. Watkins is a number 9, as is Harry Kane. That wouldn't work. Wouldn't work at all. Wouldn't work at all. But make sure that you are liking the video. Subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Does massively help us out over here. As RJ's saying here, everyone like and subscribe. Absolutely make sure you do that. It does. It's great. Also, go check out our last tweet on Let's Talk EPL. And go retweet it for us. Let's get as many people in here as possible. It's been a very active chat. I'll post the link in the in the comments for you as well to come on and have your say. We haven't even got into half the stuff I want to discuss today. We haven't even got into half of it. That's for sure. There we go. So post that again. Make sure you come on and have your say if you want to talk as well, because we've got plenty to talk about. A Sven Botman to United may be a shout. It would be great to hear from you guys as well on what you think about that. Would that be a good move? I think it would. It's everything United are lacking in a player. Chris saying, I hope Leicester win it. Yes, so do I. RJ saying, let's get to 100, 260 subs today. Let's do it. Let's do it. Absolutely. No, I can't see any reason why we can't. If you do retweet the last tweet and get as many people in here as possible. I don't see United getting Kane, as you said. United got Cavani. Yeah, and they've also got Greenwood that they're trying to expose in that number 9 role as well. They're going to get Sancho. It makes no sense for United to go get Harry Kane. I'm always confident now. RJ, he's an Arsenal fan. What, Harry Kane? Yeah. Harry Kane is an Arsenal fan. That's what I mean. No loyalty in football, as Chris says that. Depends what Chelsea do with Werner. I think Werner probably goes to the left, doesn't he? He's more of a, for me, Werner's more of an inside forward in the Premier League. For the Bundesliga, yeah, you could say that he's a striker. Right? You could say that. I'm not convinced. Luiz has equals Gerd Muller's record. Yeah. Lewandowski is a talent, isn't he? He is a huge talent. If Kane goes to Chelsea, he'll win a Ballon d'Or. Yeah. I see that as fair. Now, what do you make of the old back Varane links to again today to Chelsea? Well, I've also seen links of them to United. You get one, maybe two. You might get both. I actually don't think you need old back because Edouard Mendy has done a great job at Chelsea this season. It's been brilliant. Varane, he's everything you need. He is everything you need in a defender. Yeah, you could go Varane. You could get Varane. That would make it more sensible. Depends on what United do as well. If you and United are both in for Varane, and it drags on towards the end of the window, United will get him. Right? If you go in and just put the bid in, 60 million on the table, contract sorted, Chelsea get him. Depends on how. If you allow it to drag, that allows United in. If you don't allow it to drag, United are fucked. Have you seen the people negotiating their transfers? It really depends on how you do it. As I said, if you let United, if you let it drag on, United pick him up. If you don't, you smash it. You grab him. If Kane stays at Spurs, he'll be like Letizia. Yeah, there's a strong element of that, and Harry Kane is far too good to be even put in the same sentence as Matt Letizia. But you're right, though. You're not wrong. You are right. What a way! What a way to end your career, mate. What a way! What a waste of it. What a waste of a career. I mean that. Tottenham is a waste for him. We have Mendy. No, you do. Now I want to talk before. What should we start with? So we've done Harry Kane. Right, apparently, according to a rumor that United put in a 90 million or are preparing a 90 million pound bid, not happening. It's just not happening. Right? They're not going to get him. They're not. It would make no sense. You've just signed Cavani. If they didn't sign Cavani, then yeah, you have a chance. But nah, for me, nah. He won't go United. I think he wants to stay in the Prem as well. So I think it's either City or Chelsea. City or Chelsea will pick him up. I don't see him going to Liverpool. I don't see him going to United. Leicester are too small. Arsenal are a non-existent club at the moment. So that's Kane done. Kane, as I said, valued at around 108 million. I think it will take in the region of 120, 130 mil to get Harry Kane out. That's what I mean. Money talks in football, but it's going to cost you a lot of money. But with that money, you're guaranteed goals, aren't you? Harry Kane knows where the back of the net is. So is that the price to pay for a league title? In today's world, probably is. let's not mince around the words. In today's world, that is it, isn't it? That's just football. To get a player like Harry Kane, what a talent. What have we got here? Kane doesn't want to be remembered for winning Premier League golden boots. No, of course he wouldn't. I mean, they're nice, right? And the trophy that you put up at home on your shelf looks beautiful. How many am I going to remember? I've already forgotten how many golden boots he's already got. That's how irrelevant the golden boot is. I couldn't tell you. I mean, I can tell you that United under Fergie won 13 league titles, Premier League titles or something like that. I can tell you that Ryan Giggs won 13, I think. Scholesy won pretty much the same. Like, I can tell you that. I can't tell you about golden boots. That's a bit like, Jimmy. Apart from the really iconic finals, it's like you don't remember who scored, do you? You don't remember the scoreline. It's like no one in years come by is going to remember that Arsenal beat Chelsea. But I mean, I can't even remember what the score was now. That's how irrelevant scorelines are. So same with golden boots, isn't it? Same with golden boots. No one can copy this original idea from Niall. Sky Sports, I got it from. Nah, look, do what they want. It's the thing with me is I know that I have charisma and I'm fun. Others not quite much. Big up to Velve. Velve has decided to pop his head in. How we doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. We're just talking Harry Kane at the moment. We just had one Chelsea fan on saying, "Oh, he ain't going Chelsea. He cares too much about the fans." I don't think Harry Kane gives a flying fuck now. I think he just wants to win.
Yeah, I said this on that other streams, innit? I was like, if Harry Kane don't leave, then I don't rate him as a striker because you don't have
Yeah.
that right mentality to win trophies. So he should leave, but I don't know which team's going. I feel like Chelsea are the most suited team for him, so I think he should go there, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, well, either team really suits Harry Kane. It'll be either City or Chelsea, right? Liverpool ain't got 130 million to go spend on Harry Kane. United don't have the money because
Unless
they're
if it's
going
a
for
swap,
Sancho, aren't
unless if it's a swap deal for us, let's say swap like Mane
they?
for Kane. I'm like, yeah, you're going there.
There is absolutely no way on this planet Daniel Levy swapping Harry Kane for Sadio Mane. Get out of here. Not happening. Daniel's saying, so if everyone gets the signings they want, who wins the league next year? Oh, that's a fucking good question, isn't it? It depends. It depends, really. So United's targets are Varane, Rice, and Sancho. I'm not saying if they're going to get all of them, but that's their targets. Chelsea's targets are Haaland, Konate, I think. Was it Konate or Koundé? Swear I've
No,
heard
they
you.
were linked with Konate before, but he's joining us, and they're linked with Kunde.
Koundé. So if you get Koundé,
Haaland in, I think.
Haaland, right. So
I
if
think
United
Varane, but
or Varane is also linked to United, so it depends on where Varane goes. So if Varane, right, I'll put it this way: if United get Varane, Sancho, Rice, they could win. They win the league, I think. I'll be dependent on so many variables. If Chelsea go get Varane, Rice, and Haaland, job's done. Job's done. Title wrapped up. Might as well put the blue ribbons on there now. If City go get Haaland or someone or Harry Kane, City win it again, don't they? And there's no way Liverpool win it next season. That's how I see it.
So you're saying City?
City. I'm saying City, United, or Chelsea, dependent on who they bring in. United would have to spend the most out of all of them to achieve the title.
Yeah, for us, we're getting Konate. Like Fabrizio said, he's already agreed to join us. Like he
You
wants to
need
join.
far too
So.
much. You need too much sorting to your
Yeah,
team.
I'm saying we need more. So like we get Kabak on a permanent, Genie
Yeah,
replacement. Like reports about Hosamawa, he's available for 25 million. I will go get him if we
you've got DePaul,
spend.
haven't you, as well? He's linked
Yeah,
with Liverpool.
yeah. Who else?
Look, Liverpool can do it, but they need to spend a lot of money. And with the model of FSG, does that allow you to spend lots of money? I'm not so sure. Chris
If
saying
we sell
trophies over.
one of our big players, then there'll be loads of money to spend. Like we saw Van Dijk got so many players with that money. No, we saw Coutinho
Yeah.
got so many players with that money.
Yeah, no, I do hear that. Winter Surfer saying, Valve, the next time you're in my kitchen, please clean up after yourself. Ravi saying, no football player has loyalty. It's true. Look at Robin Van Persie, Torres, Sanchez. Yeah,
Cole.
that's just to name a
That's true.
few. Sol Campbell
So Campbell.
is
William
another one.
Gallas.
Carlos Tevez went from United to City. Like, you got him, haven't you? So there is no loyalty in football.
I could probably chuck in Emre Can because he wanted to leave because he wanted to win trophies. After he left, we won trophies. So I'll put him in.
That's not about loyalty. That's just about his desire to win. And at the point, no one really thought Liverpool were going to go on and do as well as they did. But we've done Harry Kane.
Champions League.
Yeah, but it's one of them, isn't it? But we've spoken about Harry Kane. The next bit I want to talk about is quickly Jesse Lingard. We seem to be talking a lot about Jesse Lingard in both of these shows. One saying that he's off to Dortmund. Now I'm saying that he's off to West Ham. I'm not saying this. This is what the reports are saying.
Yeah.
If it's down to Lingard, if it's down to Jesse, where do you two see him going? Where's he end up? Dortmund or West Ham?
Bayern Munich.
If he wants to stay in England, but West Ham, if he wants to thrive like in a different country, I'd say Dortmund. So.
Yeah. What about you, Valve? Dortmund or West Ham?
I'll say West Ham because he's already fitting right well with that team. Obviously, the players around him more. So, and London is like his favorite area. So I feel like staying at London will be the best for him.
Yeah, no, I hear that. This is the interesting, but obviously we know he's played 13 games, 9 goals, 4 assists. Absolutely smashed it up. That's a goal contribution every game. His value before he went to West Ham was 9 million. It's now at 13.5 million. To prize Jesse Lingard off United, are you thinking more the 20 or 25 million mark to prize him off United's hands?
It's on his form now.
25 mil.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. 20 or 25 mil is what I'm thinking. Because they're certainly not going to sell him at value, are they?
If you had Michael Edwards, be 50 mil.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be 15. That's for sure. Lanzi saying Lingard will be around 25 mil. That's what I'm thinking as well. I'm thinking around about that. But let's finish up talking Sven Botman. Right, let's talk Sven Botman now. This lad, I've had to do a bit of digging, a little bit of a look at the guy. First thing I can tell you, he's quite quick as well. And that's the first thing I can tell you. That will make United fans happy. Lanzi saying last year contract. Yeah, so about 25 mil then. Certainly won't be more than that. 30 at a push, but that's a real push. But Sven Botman, right, valued at 25 million. I've got his defensive stats here. He makes 0.9 tackles a game, 1.5 interceptions a game, 3.3 clearances per game, and 0.5 blocks per game. So he's had a bloody good season. That's just a season, mind you. He's had a very good season, a top defender. But it gets better. It does get better. His pass success rate is actually higher than Fred's. It's at 86.4.
Yeah.
He averages
I
4
did-
long balls a game and 70 average passes. So in a normal game, he will average 70 passes. 4 of them will be long balls. So he likes a short passes that.
Yeah, there was like a stat I heard about, like in his first 10 appearances at Lille, it only took him 10 games to misplace a forward pass. So he's always been making forward passes, and it just took him 10 games to misplace one. That shows how good he is, and I watch him a lot at Lille because he's a very good with him and Joseph Fonte. They're not probably the best partnership. Like if you put them in like in the Premier League, not the best partnership, but they have one of the best clean sheets in League One. They're very good. Sven Botman, he has pace, physical, very strong, good in the air as well. He's basically like a Virgil van Dijk, and I feel like he could potentially surpass him one day
Would you be
because
worried?
he's already doing that by replacing him in the Euros.
Would you be concerned if he went to United? For Liverpool's sake, anyway.
Yes, because we were linked with him in the 1st of January. We should have got him, and I'm angry when we didn't get him. I don't like the back, but I wanted him.
Yeah, I can definitely see why you're angry. He's valued at 25 mil. I think it will take around 30 to 35 mil to prize him off Lille's hands. Don't forget, financial difficulties are suffering the Liga as well. So that will help in terms of United doing the business. Now, if Chelsea go get Varane and United are there like, who do we go? If they decide to go for so let's say United, they go get Sancho and Sven Botman. Is that a successful go for United?
Ryan and Sven Botman?
No. If they get Sancho and Sven Botman.
That'll be very good for United. You got Sven Botman. He plays on the right hand side of the defense. For me, he is better than Harry Maguire. But does he have the leadership? Yeah.
Well, see, that's the issue. Are United wanting to get? This is the issue.
Overall,
do United want someone on the left? Because Harry Maguire is technically meant to be on the right side of defence as well. But I suppose you could have two.
So they're playing the same position.
So it depends.
Yeah, but Harry.
Oh no. So Botman plays on the left hand side.
Oh well, then Sven Botman would be even better for United then, because that means Harry can go back to his original place, which was on the right side of defence.
Yeah, right centre back. Yeah.
Which actually would also help if you think, because that offers Wan-Bissaka a little bit more protection. And I think Sven, with what you're talking about in terms of passing, that sort of dilutes the issues then. Because if you think about it, right, the main issues at United is that central midfield, that double pivot that nobody wants to talk about because that's bad. If United can go out and they can go sorted, this is what we'll do. We're just going to go get Sven Botman. He can play these forward passes as well. Very accurate with his forward passes. Yeah, you're still going to... In fact, you probably don't even need to play a double pivot then, do you? Because you're only playing the double pivot because of the lack of defensive abilities at the back line. And Velv will be more able to say this than me, but Sven Botman, is he quite a quick player? What are we thinking on his pace?
He's very quick. I feel like he's like around the same speed as Van Dijk, so he's very quick. He's not slow, which is good, but he's a very quick centre back. The only problem I have with him is his tackling inside the box, because I don't blame him. I just feel like in terms of the Premier League refs, they're obviously going to give the tackles he gives as penalties, because they're sometimes reckless, and sometimes you get the ball because it's of his size really, because he'll probably bundle the player over and then they'll try for a pen, and probably like Jonathan Boss will probably give it as a pen. So that's my only concern with Botman.
Do you think though that Harry Maguire being a bit of a calmer influence might be able to help Sven with that element of his game?
I feel like it could, because Maguire's better than Jose Fonte, this former Southampton defender. So Maguire's better than him. So I feel like with Maguire, I think he can help him settle down. And I think it'll be a very good partnership, Sven Botman and Maguire, because you've got both tall centre back, both good in the air. With Botman has pace, so he could probably bail out Maguire, because that's what centre back partnership is about. It's about helping each other when one of them gets absolutely destroyed and the other one helps you.
You're right, and it's a massive upgrade on Lindelof. That is for sure. Look, by what we're saying, United need to go get Sven Botman. It makes perfect sense for you. It's absolutely everything you don't have in a defender right now. So United, just go do it. Just go do it. Just go get your man. If you can't get Varane, if you're United fans, I'll put it this way: if you get Sven Botman, and I've done a lot of work looking at Sven Botman. I did it on the Football Addiction when we were over there. Did a stream where we discussed obviously Sven Botman and all of that. A very tidy young player, very good. He's got the ability on him as well. So look, can he do it? I think he possibly could. But Daniel, if United,
he's a higher ceiling than De Ligt.
Yeah, and that would be mad. I've always rated De Ligt as well. But Daniel, if United go get Botman and Sancho, yes, whilst it won't be ideal because they still don't have that DM, do you think that is a fairly good window for them?
Yeah, it's still a good window, but they still need that DM, like you said, to challenge the title. I think they'll get third then if they get both.
Oh, they could be outsiders. It really depends, because they'd still play that double pivot, wouldn't they? And I mean, you've then got Harry Maguire, who's a good ball carrier. Then you've got Botman that would be able to spray the passes around, which would be good. And then you've got you've got nothing in that midfield apart from two dogs running after a ball. But it's FA Cup final day, so it would be rude. I forgot one of our topics that we were going to talk. David Luiz leaving Arsenal at the end of the season. For me, bad move. Very, very bad move. The reason I say this is you didn't let Saliba play a game for the Arsenal this year. Should have kept him at the club, given him a bit of game time, worked him into the squad. Then you'd have been ready for David Luiz. Again, Arsenal just showing yet again why they're shit. Why Arsenal are shit? Mainly because they don't operate in their heads, right? You wanted Saliba to have game time in Arsenal. You wanted him learning the style of play. You haven't done that. You've also signed Lacazette to a new deal. Does that mean you're not going to go get a striker in the summer? Arsenal, major fuck up there. And look, but there's not much to say. David Luiz is going to go. Do we expect David Luiz to stay in the Prem, or do you think he'll go elsewhere?
He's still got a restaurant in London with William, so I think he'll stay in England.
Where do you reckon he goes?
I don't know. That's the question.
That is the $1 million question, isn't it? But let's touch on the FA Cup briefly. It's Chelsea versus Leicester tonight at Wembley. We'll have match reaction straight after that game. But Daniel, you confident?
Yeah, but it's still going to be a tough game because, like you said, the form goes out the window. But I believe Chelsea won't lose back-to-back games after what happened against Arsenal.
Yeah, no, I do hear that. in terms of what you think Chelsea can do, do you think Chelsea can win? Do you expect Chelsea to be able to put on the performance that's required? And the first time that we're going to see Thomas Tuchel under a little bit of pressure tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be pressure, but I think hopefully he thrives under that pressure, because he's won a version of that cup before.
Yeah,
at Dortmund.
Now, yes, there will be pressure, but as you say, it's also the FA Cup. Coaches are arriving, or have arrived. Not sure which one that is.
There's more pressure for Leicester because it's their first final. Like they've had.
Yeah, but you are favourites. You are favourites. So there is pressure on you to do it, I suppose.
Yeah.
But look, whether it happens, it happens. Fans will be back today as well, obviously in the stadium. So exciting to see that as well. But before we go, Daniel, what's your score prediction for tonight?
I'm going 2-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, that's not an outrageous comment there. But look, that was Transfer Talk today. We'll have more of it probably tomorrow as well. I think this is going to be a daily show. I said yesterday that this would be a Monday to Friday show. It's probably going to be a daily show. Football is sort of coming to the end, so we're looking at things to do, things to talk about. I'm gaining more confidence doing these as well, so that's always a positive as well. As I said, match reaction after the FA Cup final between Chelsea and Leicester. It's a 5:15 kickoff, so it'll be 7:15 match reaction. Then later on tonight, probably around 8:30, 9ish, meet the playoffs, where I'm individually going through every team one by one, looking at their strengths, looking at what they do, looking at their recent form, and giving you my prediction on who I think will be joining Norwich and Watford in the Premier League next season. Tonight, we're looking at Bournemouth. So we're starting in number 6, Bournemouth AFC, managed by Jonathan Woodgate, with obviously former Tottenham defender Jonathan Woodgate. That's at 8:39. I haven't quite worked out the time just yet. They're probably 8 o'clock, possibly 9, 1 or 2. Most likely 9 p.m. for Let's Meet the Playoffs, which I'm excited for. I think it's going to be a great show. I've got all my stats, all the stuff that I need, all their form. I'll give you my prediction on who I think will reach the final, who I think will be in the Premier League next season with Norwich and Watford. But we're going to wrap up there. A big thanks to everyone that's been watching. Please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Plenty of shows coming. We are also the only YouTube channel that will be covering in depth every home nation within the Euros. So make sure you check in for that. Leicester have arrived at Wembley. Leicester are there. They have arrived. Leicester have arrived. Brendan Rodgers has just slipped over and he's given the title to Chelsea. But look, what a one. What would that be? They're all looking very smart in their suit and ties, and they're all lovely. Isn't that lovely? Absolutely lovely. But Velv, who do you think's going to win the FA Cup final today?
It's who you want.
Velvet going for a 25-0 to Leicester. But as I said, we're
No. 2-1 to Leicester.
2-1 to Leicester. That's not outrageous. It is a brave one though. But as I said, we're wrapping up there. A big thanks to everyone watching. But before you do go, as I said, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, check out our socials at Let's Talk EPL on Twitter and No Context LTPL on Twitter as well. Let's Talk EPL _ on Instagram. And our TikTok is at Let's Talk Premier League. Also, join our Discord server if you haven't already. We're going to try and grow that. So much to manage. With so little time in the days, but we're getting there. But Daniel, where can they find you, mate?
Find me on Twitter at CSEDanielMTG and on the Chelsea Show every Friday, 6 o'clock.
Perfect. And you can find Velv. Oh, Velvishwan is there. Where can they find you, bro?
You can find me outside of Sports Direct, get ready to take down all the Chelsea shirts. I could just shit on all of them so they can lose tonight.
Shut up, Velvishwan.
Lovely. Absolutely lovely. And where can they really find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at VEL_skills.
Buzzing. As I said, we'll be back after the Chelsea match in the FA Cup against Leicester, the FA Cup final. Then we've got Let's Meet the Playoffs at 9 p.m. tonight as well. More will be tomorrow. We'll have another one of these shows, another match reaction, and looking at another team, hopefully by the time that they've all played each other for the first game. But as I said, thanks for everyone watching. We'll be back later on until